welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite mama of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a story time, a life update. Let's get into my business. Y'all were probably counting the seconds, minutes, hours from the time you watched my last video pertaining to the upcoming trial. And I don't blame you, okay? I really don't blame you. That being said, this video is also going to be really short and sweet. If you want the exact breakdown of what happened, you can watch it on my membership, but as for here right now, we're just going to give you the very basics of it because I don't want to record the same thing twice. And that was the makeup look that I did. I was just doing my makeup and catching up with the girls and guys over there in the membership. So yeah, if you want to hear the actual details, baby, you can watch that video. If you just want to know what happened, how it went, how I'm feeling, this is the video for you, okay? So let's pretty much pick up where we left off. So the last video that I uploaded to YouTube was actually the story time about what happened when I went to court back in August of 2024. That situation was clearly a poop show. I see in the comments you guys definitely did tell me, you know, whether or not you felt my skirt was appropriate or not appropriate. It didn't matter, I told you, because the judge said I looked cute, okay? So that was neither here nor there, but I still wanted to hear what you guys thought. Some people were upset, especially the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans are like, cho! But some people said, you know, they expected me to be wearing like nothing because, you know, they said I was naked. And then other people were saying the outfit was ugly and tay. And I'm like, I didn't ask for all that. I said, what did you think the skirt was too short? Anyway, unsolicited opinions, solicited opinions, y'all let me know how you were feeling about the outfit. However, almost everybody was in agreement that despite the outfit being what it was, there was no need for them to be carrying on like that in the lobby. Okay, now that video, if you watched it as a member, then you saw it when it was actually 3 days before trial. But I did have to pull it off of the internet for a second because Friday, so 3 days before trial, I get a call from my lawyer. And there was a turn of events that I definitely wasn't expecting, which was that she was not sure if trial was proceeding. Now, if you were watching all those videos, in all the videos, I kept saying trials on Monday, allegedly, but I was just being funny. I really just, it was only because I know what I've prayed about. I know what God has told me. So when I'm saying allegedly in those videos, that's what I'm referring to. When my lawyer called me on Friday to do trial prep, I wasn't expecting her to tell me that she's not sure if trial is going to be on or not. And the reason for that was because, according to her, earlier in the week, my ex's legal team had stated that they were in the process of coming off the record. Gag! I said, excuse me? Because of my situation, I never got too excited about that information because I already knew the roller coaster I had been on before, and so I don't believe things when I hear them. I need to see it in writing and stuff like that. So when she told me this, I'm like, what is the reason? And she said she's not been served yet. So she's not for certain if they're off the record or not, but they told the court administrator that they were in the process of removing themselves from the record. I said, well, is it a possibility that they say that, but it's trickery? Like, you know what I mean? How official is that? And she said, well, they told the court administrator, so that's pretty official because the court administrator will email everybody when trial is upcoming or court dates are upcoming and be like, is everybody prepared? And so that was probably Tuesday or Wednesday of last week that email was sent out, and they hit her back with that. So my lawyer never saw it until after she had already replied to say she is prepared for court. When she saw it, she was kind of surprised as well because of the settlement that we were just in. You know, we were trying to settle with them. They were telling her to reword it, saying blah, 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 blah. So she was just as surprised as I was because this was a serious battle, okay? Again, though, I didn't get excited because it's happened where I get a phone call and they tell me one thing, next thing you know, that's not what it is. Moving along, we prepare for trial. She tells me the types of questions that she's going to be asking me, potential questions that could come up. She tells me it's important to remember the dates of the affidavits that I filed, as well as my mom needs to remember her affidavit, because I did say in the other video that there's no witnesses, but my mom actually was a witness. I just completely forgot because brain fog. My mom was the only witness that was supposed to speak at trial. Yeah, we're preparing for court, business as usual. Every Friday, the court listings come out. So lawyers are provided the court list, and she hadn't received it yet. But like I stated before, she's a Sabbath keeper. So she said even if it's over the weekend, she'll still provide me the information because she doesn't know if we're on it or not. Because since his lawyers came off record or stated they're coming off record, we may not be on the list. Okay? That being said, I was not sure if I was going to have court. And I was waiting to hear back from my lawyer if we were on the court list or not. So fast forward to Saturday evening. It's like after 7 p.m. my lawyer finally messages me, and she sends me a picture of the court list and says we're on it, but also hits me with the it's not on Zoom. Excuse me? What you mean it's not on Zoom? They need to go and replay the audio or look up the transcripts from the last court hearing, because I was in the building and they most definitely said it needs to be on Zoom. The hiccup with that was they had initially given us a March date for trial, and when they asked if we wanted to be on Zoom or in person, everybody in the room was like Zoom. So when we told the judge that, my ex's former lawyer stated, well, if it's going to be on Zoom, then we don't need to wait until March for trial. So then the clerk runs back out and she comes back in and says it's still going to be March. So from August 27th, 2024 up until Saturday, 2 days before trial, I was under the impression that this was going to be on Zoom. And for my own safety, that was what needed to happen. So when my lawyer messages me and tells me it's not on Zoom and he has no legal team, but their name was still listed on the docket, I said, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with going to court in person. And again, these are issues I highlighted in the actual Get Ready With Me that I just filmed. So like if you want to know those exact details and what happened on Friday night and you can find that out there. I was informed from before I even found out that it was not on Zoom that my ex was in Jamaica. And so since that was the case, I was like, yeah, I'm not going, because it didn't make sense in my mind why, if court's on Zoom, why he would be in Jamaica. There was no reason for it, right? So I was just really uncomfortable. So when she tells me that it's in person, it's like there's no Zoom link, because that's what she was supposed to send me on Friday, the Zoom link. But she said she didn't receive it yet. So I'm like, I'm not comfortable, ma'am. What do you mean it's in person? Like, nah. Mind you, I haven't seen that man since 2022. Okay, I've not seen him. He's not seen me, outside of obviously on YouTube. But like, no, thank you. So I'm thinking the worst of the worst, obviously, and it's not lost on me how things can transpire. So when she tells me that on Saturday, I express to her what I'm feeling. I tell her, and she lets me know, you know, well, even if you decide to not come on Monday, she's still gonna be there, right? Because obviously I paid for her to go, so she better be there. Okay, we can't both be missing, ma'am. That's crazy. But yeah, you finna be on your own. Mother's not gonna be in the building. I'm not. So I'm good, love, enjoy. Okay, that was very much the energy. I'm good, love, enjoy. I tell her that, and at this point, you know, she doesn't express like that she's frustrated with me as a client or anything like that nature, because she's been with me the whole process. She knows what I've shared with her or whatever, and she's seen how things have been handled. So I don't think she blamed me per se, but she knew that she would probably have to deal with the judge as to why I'm not there. And I apologized, of course, and I told her too, like, because she was saying since we're unsure if his lawyer or legal team is off the record, you know, since they stated that, but we don't really know for sure, she'll go and see what our options are, because it could be that we push to dismiss, it could be that we proceed to trial despite that he has no representation, or we could postpone the trial to a future date to give more time to prepare, or whatever the case may be. But obviously in that time he could get another lawyer and drag this process out further. Baby, that my mind was like, I don't want, like, this is supposed to be over, we cannot drag this anymore. Also, she was going to, you know, talk about the fact that it was supposed to be on Zoom and see what the judge says, but she said ultimately it's up to the judge whether or not she'll move it to Zoom from in person. Who don't want to work from home, child? Okay, so that's what she had planned to do. Sunday rolls around. Some drama obviously did occur, because obviously if you saw my community tab, you would see that I just about had it. Okay, I just about freaking had it. And that wasn't the first issue for the week. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's just say there was unwanted contact, unnecessary unwanted contact from a third party, and I was just like, I've had enough of this, because it was happening all week leading up to trial, and it's just like, why are you bothering me? For what reason? Trial is on Monday. What are you bothering me for? You know? So when that happened over the weekend on Sunday, I posted about it or whatever. Once my point was made, I took the post down, because that's just not the energy, right? So fast forward to Monday, and I obviously decided I'm not going to trial. Mind you, I've already prayed about this. Me and God have had many conversations about this, and I was never going to trial. Like, I was never going to court. This is why I tried to settle. This is why, because I didn't want to see the inside of the court building. And so when Monday rolled around, I did not change my mind. I did not get scared, cold feet, or panic and say, you know, I'm gonna go to court because I don't want, you know, any more problems. No, I had faith in the Lord, and I said, you know, whatever will be, because I'm simply not going to that building, because one, I don't know if the man is here or not, but two, I was told it was gonna be on Zoom, and if they can't put it on Zoom, well, that's too bad. I will not be participating. So I don't go to court. So if you want to see what I wore to court, baby, like I said, I was in my pajamas, okay? Because I didn't go to court. However, the matter did get resolved without me being at court. And so I'm very, very grateful to God, okay? That's number one. I should have probably opened the video with that. All glory to God. All glory to Jesus Christ. Because the way that yesterday played out is just beyond me. You can't make this stuff up. And I am just like so grateful for how yesterday went. It happened, and I did not go to court. And it still went in mine and my children's favor. And so that is what's important to me. And the saga is essentially over, right? So I detail out all those things on the membership, like the exact order that was put in place and the things that have to happen going forward that I will actively have to participate in, which I have no issue with that because it is clearing my name. Okay, so pretty much what happened was they called me. My lawyer called me from the courtroom. The judge was not happy that I was not there, but she chilled out. She chilled out, praise Jesus. Okay, she chilled out, and they got me on the phone. And then pretty much because he had no legal representation, but he was in Jamaica, the judge kind of wanted us to settle it right there. And so that's what happened. I don't find, for the most part, that the settlement is unfair. They could have did better on the child support, but hey. Hey, I'm living here with something, okay? So yeah, I'm really, really happy that it's finally over. There's no more, are my kids gonna get sent back to Canada and be motherless? There's no more, are my kids going to, you know, suffer through this? I think that they are getting a really good deal. So I can't complain. yeah, that's really it. Like, it's over. There's no more boo-hoo sobbing over my kids. There's no more of it. It's done. Nobody can take them. Nobody was ever going to take them, and that's just what it is. So I'm happy. And I wore this top as a full circle moment. So yeah, settlement or trial was great. I wasn't there. So yeah, if you were wondering how that went and how I'm feeling, trial went great. I feel great. Trial wrapped in 1 day because it didn't need 3 days. So yeah, we all get to move on with our lives, and I'm excited for this new chapter because the shackles are coming off. Okay, I'm trying to go to Barbados. I'm trying to go to Bahamas. Bougie World Tour is gonna come back soon. I'm super excited. So yeah, I am just so happy, and only God, baby. Only God himself could have pulled this off, because the fact that I dug my heels in and said I'm not going to court. Initially, what was going to happen was she was going to adjourn, I think, for the next day, right? So because I didn't show up that day, they were going to tell me I have to come in, and at least then I could mentally prepare as much as I could that I'm going to have to go into this place and see this person that I don't want to see. But to my benefit, that's not what happened. So hey, I'm gonna keep reading my Bible. I'm gonna keep praying and trusting the Lord, because only my trusting God is why I was able to do that. Because if I didn't trust God with my life, I would not have stayed home. I would have been like, no, I have to go. It doesn't matter, I have to go. But yeah, that's what it is. There is still other parts of this that are like, that need to be kind of ironed out per se, but the main focus, since you guys have been following this journey and everybody's been like worried about what's going to happen to my kids, that part is ironed out. That part is not up for debate. It's not a question. They're good, they're Gucci, and they're staying with me. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you want to come on another journey with me, you can join my Patreon. Okay, I finally made it, and so far I love it. So my Patreon is called Sabrina Uncut, and it's not going to be like YouTube, so don't expect what you get on YouTube to be what I'm doing over there on Patreon. Okay, don't expect that. Okay, I love you all so much. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all your well wishes and your prayers, girl, because the warriors came out. Okay, y'all was praying for real. Y'all was praying for real. I don't know what you guys were whispering to God or shouting up to heaven, but where 2 or more are gathered, oh, God gonna come through every single time. He's gonna come through every single time. Never would have made it. Ooh, he did his big one. I'm like, Anyway, you guys, I love you all so much. And yeah, I will definitely see you in the next one.